The global economy is driven by shipping. Without shipping, all of that shuts down. All of the conveniences that we have in our lives are much harder to get.
Something that you truly wouldn't understand until you set foot in the shipyard and really got a feel for the sheer scale and size of what we're doing here.
We have a very proud history right here in Philadelphia, but we've struggled in recent years. We need to re-industrialize that capability, and we need to work with partners globally to do that.
하나오션에서는 세계 최초, 세계 최대 이런 이제 선박을 많이 건조를 하고 있습니다.
We see the opportunity to be able to contribute and help revitalize the U.S. maritime industrial base.
I've worked here 25 years, and I'm part of the legacy of the Philadelphia shipyard.
At our peak here in Philly Shipyard during World War II, we had approximately 40,000 workers here.
This place symbolizes pride and tradition. It's also a major source for employment here.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
As usual, make sure you guys are following all safety policies.
I think I might be carrying on my family's legacy. My grandfather was in the Navy.
And this is the actual coin they gave us when it was launched, the christening date, which I was there and my son was there. Very few people who work here have that coin.
There's a number of factors going on with the U.S. shipbuilding industry. Number one, you see elements of a cyclical demand. Secondly, you've seen underinvestment, kind of at an industry level, over the decades. Combination of those factors have kind of weighed down on the U.S. shipbuilding industry.
Our ambition is to bring back that growth, that strength here at the home of the U.S. Navy and U.S. shipbuilding.
하나오션은 지금 1970년대에 조선소 건립을 시작을 해서 연간 30척에서 40척의 선박을 무리 없이 약속된 일정에 납품을 하고 있습니다.
독구장에 가보면 길이가 500m 넘고 폭이 거의 130m이기 때문에 상당히 거대한 어떤 구조물의 기계공학의 결정체가 아닌가 이렇게 생각을 하고 있고요.
Hanwha acquired Philly Shipyard almost a year ago now. As Hanwha usually does, we move in big ways and with bold action.
Here in Philly, we produce 1 to 1.5 ships a year. In our yard in Korea, they're doing about 1 a week. So it just gives you a sense of the different scale in terms of complexity.
하나오션은 30년 이전부터 생산 계획과 공정 관리를 할 수 있는 다양한 소프트웨어들을 사용을 하고 있습니다. 이런 소프트웨어들을 활용을 해서 매우 정교하게 공정을 관리를 하고 있고
Philly Shipyard has a legacy, Hanwha Ocean being the leading shipyard in the world with the latest technology. The two of those bring the strength to revitalize shipbuilding in the United States.
일단 저희 하나오션은 필리 조선소에 대해서 기본적인 설비 투자와 조선소 운영 시스템을 빠른 시일 내에 접목을 하려고 생각하고 있습니다.
We've devised a plan which has a multi-billion-dollar development project where we will take what is the capacity in Philly Shipyard right now, which is about 1 to 1.5 ships a year, to 20 ships a year.
Regardless of what kind of ship is being built or who's building it, the process is fairly the same. Typically, we start off with the planning and design portion of it, material procurement. We do edge preparation, we cut bevels.
이 절단 과정을 거쳐서 이 철판을 마치 양복을 재단하듯이 그걸 이제 붙이는 작업을 해야 돼요. 이 모든 부분에 용접에 다 들어가고 있습니다.
They make their way into section assembly, and we start forming these sections and small panels into larger blocks.
이 메가블록의 크기는 거의 3,000톤 이상에 육박합니다.
Eventually, it makes its way into the dry dock for hull erection.
거기서 용접을 하게 되면 바로 한 척의 배가 완성이 되는 거죠.
We are very excited to have announced that we contracted the first LNG carrier in 50 years in the United States. The beginning of the revitalization of U.S. shipbuilding starts with these projects.
기본적으로 지금 LNG선이 어려운 점, 다른 배랑 다른 점은 그 화물 자체를 연료로 사용하는 부분이 들어가고 그리고 화물 자체도 또 마이너스 163도로 극저온 상태이기 때문에 그 저온 상태를 견딜 수 있는 어떤 기술들이 필요하거든요.
Those ships, even if you wanted to build in the US, you could not. The technology to build them here does not exist. And so we have call it a joint builder, way to work with our Hanwha Ocean Yard to build and deliver those here.
자동화 시스템들을 필리 심야드로 저희가 이식하는 거에 굉장히 지금 중점을 둘 예정이고요.
So in terms of some of the things that we're looking to change here, number one is modernize the yard.
첫 단계는 필리에서 지금 IT 인프라를 좀 구축하는 데 있습니다. 그래서 단기적으로는 IT 인프라를 준비를 진행하고 있는 걸로 알고 있고요. 그 다음으로는 이제 그 데이터 센터가 될 것 같고.
최근에 디지털 트윈 기술이라든지 인공지능 기술, 이 접목된 시스템을 관리할 수 있는 체계도 동시에 전달이 될 예정입니다.
블록을 얼마나 빨리 제때 만드는 게 상당히 중요합니다. 이때 필요한 것들이 용접 자동화 장치가 되겠습니다.
When you have a welder who's doing a manual welding process, you're dealing with the human body. Every time you breathe, you're moving your hands. Great inconsistencies in those welds. With robots, they can run a straight line and it will essentially be perfectly consistent all the way through.
It's not just about company building ships. If you don't have the people to be able to do that, that's going to be one of the biggest challenges.
Apprenticeship program here is a 3-year program. So when the apprentices are in the production areas, they're learning hands-on welding, fitting techniques, outfitting.
Before joining Hanwha, I used to work in the railroad industry. What attracted me to shipbuilding was it's something that you can be proud about.
So I was really interested in welding, which is what prompted me to start taking classes. I love that the form and processes of putting metal together.
실력을 올려놓으면 자연스럽게 뭐 LNG를 건조하는 이런 기술들도 접목이 쉽게 트랜스퍼가 될 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
Philly Shipyard has naval roots. We believe it has a naval future. We are in discussions with the U.S. Navy, with the U.S. government, about auxiliaries, other support ships, which are critical to U.S. national security interest. We will be building the most advanced ships in the world here in Hanwha Philly Shipyard.
Welcome. Okay.
It's a very cool thing to be part of the next chapter of the shipyard. It's very interesting and exciting to see what we could be and where we're headed.
I think in 5 to 10 years, this yard will be completely transformed. My hopes with joining Hanwha is that we grow into a leader in this industry and that we are able to set an example for U.S. shipbuilding and essentially be the tip of the spear.
따라서 하나오션과 하나필리 조선이 앞으로 기존의 전통을 계속 이어받고 더 발전시켜 가면서 중요한 그룹 내에서의 중요한 위치를 더욱 발전시켜 나갈 수 있을 것으로 생각합니다.
This isn't just about revitalizing a shipyard. It's about charting a new course, a new future of U.S. shipbuilding together.